Thank you, and it's always nice to lead off at any conference, but I want to thank the organizers for selecting us. Hopefully this is going to wake you up. With every crypto introduction, we're going to launch our coin in the first quarter of 2023. With anything crypto, timing and a little bit of luck plays a huge amount in whether you invest or not and how much money you can actually make. I consider each and every one of you who are sitting down today to be extremely lucky to be here, and your timing is impeccable, because how many of you bought Bitcoin less than $1? Nobody. Maybe a few people, there we go. For every conference we go to, it's really difficult to find people who had access to these types of opportunities. I'm going to talk a little bit about the market really quick. And what actually happened many years ago, as many of you know, the whole two-piece of Bitcoin story. Somebody ordered a pizza in 2010, didn't have any cash on himself, and he told the pizza delivery guy, I'm going to give you 10,000 Bitcoins. Little did he know that those 10,000 Bitcoins in 2021 would be worth $630 million, and that's a true story. Recently, as all of you have seen, the market's gone from $3 trillion to $1 trillion, took a $2 trillion hit. Many people think it's a correction. The last couple of weeks, we've seen a nice little bounce back. A lot of that happens because of the challenges of some of these early coins, right? We have extreme volatility. Some of us consider it high risk. There's some anonymity and lack of transparency. And the last one, which is a big one, is illicit use. A lot of these coins are used for things in the dark web that nobody wants to be associated with. Like every business venture, there's first-generation businesses that come along and dominate the market. I know a lot of you remember MySpace. Everybody was on MySpace for a long time. All of a sudden, a little company called Facebook came around, second generation, wiped MySpace off the market. Same thing with the search engines. I mean, all of you can remember Alta Vista and some of the other early search engines we all used. Nobody knew what Google was. A couple of guys started Google. All of a sudden, we forgot what Alta Vista does or if it even exists anymore. So once again, second generation. If you look at the evolution of money, same thing. From 5000 BC, we started with the barter system, to the gold standard, to paper money, to plastic money in 1950, to electronic money in 2014, and cryptocurrency in 2019. And now what we want to introduce is a next generation coin. I actually like to call the coin a smart coin. It's going to be the first coin that's actually equity backed and pays dividends like a traditional stock would. It's going to be listed as a security token on major exchanges in 2023. The difference between our coin and some of the other coins is you're going to know who the owners are. Like a traditional stock, you're going to know who's on the board of directors. We're going to be asset-backed by different global emerging growth companies from all over the world that we're going to take equity stakes in, and we're going to create a bunch of different funds in different industries which are going to back Unicoin. Our target, if you go on our website, if you guys have cell phones, you're going to see that our target in 2026 will to have over 200 different companies in our funds which are going to back the actual coin and pay dividends. So it will have a backing. It won't just be thin air based on supply and demand. It will be regulated by the SEC. Our financial audited statements are already on there. Once the coin comes out in the first quarter of 2023, which is our plan, it'll also be registered with the SEC. If you look at the show that we also own called Unicorn Hunters, similar to Shark Tank, you can consider it Shark Tank on steroids. The main difference is that when startup companies come on our show to eventually try to become unicorns, anybody in the audience sitting at home can invest in those companies, not just the sharks or the circle of money. That's the main difference. And we're trying to democratize IPO investments all over the world. And you guys can see some of those episodes at unicornhunters.com. 5 of those companies are actually in the Unicoin portfolio as of today. If you go to unicoin.com and click on portfolio, you'll see that we've taken 5% equity stakes in some of those companies already. What are the advantages of owning the coin and knowing who the owners are? We get to advertise and control the narrative of our coin all over the world. If you've been to LA or New York, you've probably seen our buses wrapped in the Unicoin. If you've gone to the airports in Miami, Cancun, Philadelphia, Chicago, some of the major airports, you're going to see Unicoin all over the place. And that's one of the advantages that we have over every other coin. When there's no owners, they can't advertise. There's no constructive effort to advertise. There's no strategy. We're going to build a brand name by spending more than $2 billion worth of Unicoins before we launch to build a brand. We've already had global visibility in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, United States, Colombia. We've been to many conferences throughout the world. One of the most important figures that we had on our board of directors before taking a job at the Biden administration presently was Rosie Rios, who was the 43rd Treasurer of the United States. She was on our board of directors. If you get online, you'll see all her videos introducing Unicoin to different investment groups all over the world. This is our founder, Silvina Moschini. She's Miss Internet on CNN. She was an analyst for many years. She's the founder of the company. If you Google her, you'll see, she's come on every major business magazine in the world, and she's our founder, an amazing woman. She was able to sell one of our first companies that she worked for $800 million, I think, to Banco Santander earlier in her career, and she's the founder. This is, as everybody knows, Steve Wozniak, who was on the first season of the show. He's a big supporter of Unicoin. This is just a quote that he provided to Forbes magazine when asked about Unicoin. You can also Google him, do your due diligence. And this is, I think, a teaser video. Give me 1 second. Now, when I said earlier that there's a big luck and timing play a big role, what I meant about timing is our CEO just announced that our public round, you can buy Unicoin right now. Our target is in 2026, $40 a coin. We're probably going to have over 200 different companies in our fund. As with everything, nothing's guaranteed. But we're selling our coin right now, ladies and gentlemen, till August 31st to anybody worldwide, as long as you're an accredited investor in the United States, for 10 cents. You can literally buy Unicoin right now for 10 cents online, as many coins as you want before we launch. It's definitely the last and least expensive public round that we will offer. We've already had 2 rounds to shareholders from Transparent Business, our holding company. Those rounds lasted about 48 hours. This round has been extended to August 31st, and then we're going to go to a much higher round and eventually launch at $1. If you're interested, whether you're a large investor, small investor, hedge fund, VC, you can get online or you can see me at the booth right over on the left, and I'll facilitate a purchase for you. You don't have to send in funds now. You can apply, lock in at 10 cents, and the computer will actually give you 5 to 7 days to wire in your funds or pay with cryptocurrencies. So that's an amazing opportunity. In my opinion, it's a chance of a lifetime. If you compare this to some of the coins in the market, it just makes sense. There's 90% of the planet has not invested in crypto yet. A lot of them are on the fence because a lot of them don't believe in investing in coins that don't have backing or don't have assets, especially a lot of the older people that are used to buying stocks and receiving dividends, which we will be paying. So I want to thank you guys for listening. Do your due diligence at unicoin.com. If you have any questions, I'll be in the booth. And like I said, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. You guys are good in math. Work out the numbers. I know $40 a coin seems like a lot, but I actually believe in my heart and just my opinion that we'll far exceed $40 a coin. If Bitcoin continues to grow in value and the market continues to go higher, we should go higher with them. And on top of that, we have the assets to back up the coin. So if you guys have any questions, please visit the booth. And it's been an honor to introduce Unicoin to all of you. Consider yourself extremely lucky. For those of you who got here early, there's going to be people who don't get here as early, and they're probably not going to even know about the offer till August 31st. So thank you very much.